Tell me about Ukraine.
We're off to Ukraine in September next year. I'm looking forward to it. I think Ukraine is actually tied together with Russia, which I'll be going to in October of this year. And I do because the first city we're going to is Kiev. Kiev's a beautiful city. It's the oldest of all Russian and Ukrainian cities, and it's actually the birthplace of both Russia and Ukraine. And there's lots to see in the heart of Ukraine, a lot that has been just rebuilt in the last 15 years. Rebuilt as in 500-year-old monasteries. So that's quite beautiful. We'll go from there to Zaporizhia. That's a particular interest to Mennonites because that's where they come from. There's a book that many people have seen who've gone on the Western tour called Tour Guide for Western Europe, Mennonite Tour Guide. I like to think of myself as the tour guide for Mennonites for Eastern and Europe and for Russia and for Ukraine. It matters to me because my mom's from there, but it matters to me because it's part of a larger story. And so we'll spend our time in a bit of an ugly stall in a city that I've grown to really like. I want to talk about why that was a bit of a magical place in the 1930s and why it's a little bit less than that right now. And then we'll go doing some touring in the area. Even if you're not interested in Mennonites, what it gives you a chance to do is see the countryside. You'll be on villages. We'll walk down village roads that are a little bit falling down, a little bit dumpy. But we'll meet with people, and I love the most is to get to a village square and meet with grandmothers sitting on a bench who find us quite curious and enter into a conversation. It helps that I can speak Russian, and Russian is the main language in the south, even though it's Ukraine. That's one of the things I'll be talking about in addition to being the Mennonite tour guide. And then we're off to Odessa. Odessa is a beautiful city. I've been to these places many, many times over the years, over the decades. And it was built around the same time as St. Petersburg in the north, and it's kind of a little mini St. Petersburg. It was the main capital in the south. It's a port city on the Black Sea, and has some dramatic views. Actually, we're going to have a couple of days, one full day, a couple of nights there. And what I'm really looking forward to be honest, is just introducing the city as a whole. I think a lot of tours are, to be honest, wasted in museums and art galleries. I think they're important, but I think it's as important to wander along the cityscape of Odessa, these dramatic steps that were formed. The film by Eisenstein, Battleship Potemkin, takes place. They're a memorable scene. And I want to introduce that city with its chestnut trees and streets that are pedestrian friendly and a chance to sit and reflect on a remarkable tour. That's Ukraine.